Hello, this is part 3 of my Metroid Fusion Any tutorial. And I can just jump in right now. We are, as a recap, we are in the middle of Sector 4. We are about to fight a boss. And we are about to get one of the most important upgrades in the entire game. Alright, so you want to bomb that. Shoot the door, and you want to jump over right here. So you don't actually fight the boss here. And so what you want to do for this room right here is jump here, and wall jump up. And you can climb the ledge. Now, you can actually do that wall jump without grabbing the ledge. But it's really hard. It's almost pixel perfect. So like, you're better off just not going for it at all, because if you go for it and you miss it, you have a little bit of wasted height. Like, you notice Samus just falls for a little bit and grabs the ledge again. So you're better off going for a little bit lower, just so you don't waste time falling. Now, again, to demonstrate the flare of the charge beam, you can kill this I-beam door in one hit with a point-blank range shot and go through. Now we have Ceres coming up. The flare is really important. The flare right there. As a recap, you see that there's a circular flare around Samus' arm cannon. You need to hit with... Against Ceres, you can kill him in 2 hits. If you hit with both the full force of the charge beam and the flare. Basically, you have to shoot Ceres' head while right next to it. So I'll demonstrate the Ceres right now. Now, if you're going for a personal best attempt, feel free to pause buffer. Pause buffering makes this fight infinitely easier. I still pause buffer in a race, honestly. So I recommend you pause buffer so you know like what positions work, what positions don't. What kind of shots you have to do to kill Ceres in one hit. So the thing I'll do right now is there's 2 ways. Ceres' first pattern is always the same, and there's 2 ways to shoot him really quickly. One is more difficult and faster. The other is slightly easier. So I'll show off the easier way right now. Stand here, aim diagonally up. When he comes around, shoot him here. Now, the other way I'll show off, I'm going to soft reset really quickly, and show this off, is to get him right when his speed booster phase ends. Remember, his pattern is always the same. So the other way is to shoot him right when he finishes speed boosting around the room at the start. Now, another thing about Ceres, the patterns he uses after the first one is random. So sometimes he can screw you over and give you really bad patterns that are really hard to charge beam him on. But I'll go over how to charge beam him after the first shot. So the other method is to activate the fight, go here, climb this here, aim, let go of everything except B, and shoot it here. And that should take off half his health. Now, a lot of people have trouble dodging Ceres. You see the part of the ladder I'm on right here? That basically dodges every pattern Ceres has, except for the zigzagging patterns. So, as you probably noticed, I'm about to get hit. The reason is because every time he zigzags, he goes all the way across the room in a wide arc. So right there. You can just grab this again, and if you see him zigzag, that's when you drop down. So I'll show you how to dodge him. Just hang up here. I'll wait until he gives me a zigzagging pattern. Of course, this is something you want to do when he's speed boosting, because you can't damage him while he's speed boosting. So he's zigzagging here. Now you want to drop down, and you can dodge that. After he goes over, just grab this again. So you want to dodge him while he's speed boosting for the most part. When he's not speed boosting, you want to find opportunities to hit him with the second shot. This is the hard part of the fight, getting him with the second shot. Now, personally, I pause buffer this fight a lot. If he comes straight at you, that's really easy. So like, if he comes straight at me, right, well, that's when he zigzags. But basically, if he goes all the way across the room in a straight line, you can pause buffer and get him really easily. If he's zigzagging, from this spot at least, if he's zigzagging left to right, you can shoot him right here. I decided not to shoot him because I want to show off the other zigzag pattern. Whereas if he's zigzagging from right to left, he's not going to come up where you are. So if he's zigzagging from right to left, you can finish him off right here. This is the pattern. You can finish him off right here. Okay, apparently my first shot missed. I didn't notice that until now. But the general gist is you need to hit with Charge Beam really close. If you got the first shot, you'll know you got the first shot if he's black, which is the color he is right now. So I'm going to do this method here again, and now I finished him. This is not an ideal fight, obviously. Alright, so now, remember, the core X that's about to appear takes 5 missiles, 5 rounds. But with double missiles, you can kill him in 3 rounds. Missing 1 double missile is not a big deal, because doing 3 double missiles does not save any time over doing 2 double missiles and 1 normal. So, shoot 2 missiles. That was a double missile. And since I got 2 double missiles already, all I have to do is get him in the sweet spot and shoot 1 missile to finish him off. Also, falling in the water is not a good idea, by the way. So that was not a sweet spot. That was a little bit higher than the sweet spot, and the speed booster was not. The speed booster power cannot spawn immediately. Now, alright, so we got one of the most important upgrades in the game, and there's going to be a lot of physics. I'm going to go over it. But first of all, I'm going to go over, there are 2 ways to get out of Ceres' room. The first is the intended way that you should go through. The other way is a way that's very difficult and only saves like 1 or 2 seconds, assuming you get it quickly. I can like demonstrate how to do it. I've never actually done it. But basically, in this game, you can single wall jump in the underwater. It's very difficult. You have to wall jump really quickly out of here. And it saves a little bit of time over going the normal way. Barely any time. Don't go for it unless you just want the swag. Alright. Now, right off the bat, in the next room, I'm going to demonstrate Shine Sparking immediately. So, when you're speed boosting, to speed boost, you have to run non-stop for a while. To charge your shine, called a shine charge, you have to press down while speed boosting. So I'm going to speed boost, then press down here. Now to shine spark, basically the idea to shine spark is to press A whenever Samus is in standing state. So when Samus is standing right now, just press A, and she'll shine, and then she'll shine spark. If she's in a standing state in the air, right here, then she'll shine spark as well. So the way to be able to move around while having a shine charge is the only way you're supposed to jump without using a shine charge is to flip jumps. When you flip jump, you're not gonna shine spark. To shine spark in the air again, you need to break out of your flip, and then press A while it's still in your standing state. Now, there's also something called a low height shine spark, where technically, so notice what I do when I do this. If I just shine spark while on the ground, Samus is 2 squares high, but she still bonks on this tiny little edge right here. That's because she actually goes up by a few pixels when you shine spark off the ground. So technically, the way to do low height shine spark is when you're falling, you have to press A the frame that Samus is about to land, not when she lands, before she lands. It's a pixel perfect trick, and it's very difficult, and usually it's not that useful either. But in this case, Samus is in a cramped 2 space block. So to do a low height shine spark here, since there's something blocking you from jumping, all you have to do is press A twice, really quickly. An alternative method, which I prefer, is to hold the direction you want to shine spark in, and just alternate A, B, A, B, A, and you can do it like that. Now why is this useful in this cramped area? Well, the intended way to do this room is to bomb this spot here. And then you have enough space to do another shine charge here. By the way, you cannot shine spark down. The quick way to do this room is to do a low height shine spark as I demonstrated. And because you're in a cramped space, it's very easy. Just press A twice, hold left, and you can shine spark across, destroy the blocks that you're supposed to bomb, and you also kill all the enemies at once. And then you can immediately start running again. Hug the left wall here, don't touch anything until you land, and kill the enemies in the way. Now remember, keep your beam charged the entire time. I cannot stress that enough. In the beginning parts of the game, keeping your beam charged is so important. So this is basically just a repeat of what I already did. Except this time, when you land here, you want to start running so you can get a speed boost early on. Now, you want to charge your shine on the button here, so that the moment the water level is lowered, you can shine spark to the right. What you're intended to do is go around and grab the missile tank below. But it's much faster to shine spark right, so you don't have to go all the way around. Missing that shine spark, if you can't get that shine spark down, feel free to grab the missile tank. It's an extra 5 missiles. You might as well get it, because you can't do anything else about it. Now, the way to get out of here is... just go down here. Again, aim diagonally down. Kill these crabs. And start running from... So basically you want to start running here. Kill the crabs that you run towards. And just hold right. Just hold right. It will speed boost your everything. Now the golden crab, you can kill it the moment it appears. Like, before it even starts attacking you, you can kill it. Alright, so I'm going to do a few jump extents to make that jump without having to grab the ledge. And now, since you have speed boost, basically every navigation room in the game from here on out, you'll get a speed boost and you can shine charge as you talk to Adam. Alright, so that's a lot to go through, honestly. And because shine sparking is a very important technique. More important than wall jumping, for sure. Like, learning how to use shine sparks appropriately is very important. Another important thing to know is that shine sparks are overrated. I know, I just said shine sparks are important. I probably should have said managing your speed boost is important. Because, shine sparking has a startup animation, as you've noticed. And then if you hit a wall or ceiling, there's a bonk animation as well. So every time you shine spark, you're not doing anything for about 1.5 seconds. And so if you're shine sparking across shorter distances, it's usually not worth it. And I will point out what those spots are. Also, you might notice that I jumped before going through a door while speed boosting. You want to time your jump such that you land on the elevator and you can press down immediately to go down the elevator. It's important to do that because if you just hold back, you'll see Samus will come to a halt and she's gonna go slower before reaching the elevator. Whereas if you shine charge on the elevator, you're not gonna go down the elevator when you press down, so you have to press up and down again. So the best way is generally to jump before you go through the door, before the elevator. Another thing to note is when you shine spark into a hill, you'll continue running. I will demonstrate that soon, but for now, I'll show off the strategy for this upcoming room. So when you start running here, so also, every time you talk to Adam, you have enough space to run for a free speed boost, basically. And Sector 3 is perfect for that. So just do not stop. Just keep running. And you can run through the wall here. Coming up right now is something where you can do a frame-perfect shine charge. So you notice that I ran off a ledge, and Samus is in a standing state in the air while still speed boosting. The frame that she lands on ground, if you press down on that same frame, she will shine charge. And you can shine charge in spots that you're not supposed to shine charge. It's not that useful overall in console runs, especially since it's frame perfect, but it's not useless. And the one application I will show it right here. So I'm going to try to pause buffer this. So when Samus lands on the ground there, if you pause on the frame that Samus is standing, yet still flashing, that's when you want to hold down. So right there, I believe that I got the frame right there. So, if you see the frame where Samus is standing on ground and flashing as I repeat myself, you want to hold down. So I'm holding down right now, and I'm going to unpause. She gets a shine charge, fall through, and just shine spark left. This saves a few seconds. You can shine spark left and go through here, shoot up, and make your way to the level 2 sector door. Obviously, you're not going to make that every single time. So, alternatively, if you miss that frame per shine spark, which you will, you're going to fall down around here. So you want to start running and shooting. Shine charge. Jump. And you flip jump up and shine spark. Again, in order to shine spark in the air, remember that to shine spark, you have to press A while in the standing state. But the only way to get into the air, at least higher, is to flip jump. Remember, to break out of your flip jump, you press B. You can shoot or press up or down. I personally prefer to shoot, usually. And then you press A. So right here, I'll jump, shoot, and press A. And you can Shine Spark. As I mentioned before, when you Shine Spark into a hill, so there's a hill right here. If you Shine Spark into it, you'll keep running. And this is required for a few expansions later on, but this is also very useful for speedrunning. It's also useful because, as I mentioned, Shine Sparking has a starting animation, and it also has a bonk animation. But by Shine Sparking into a slope, there is no bonk. You just run again. So yeah. Now I'm going to go ahead and go unlock the level 2 doors. Now, upcoming next, you basically follow what I do. Run non-stop. You will not get hit by any of the enemies if you don't stop running. So don't be afraid of the enemies in this room. Just keep running. Jump right here. You can jump later than that if you want, but you want to jump before you run up the slope to save a few frames, because running up slopes slows you down by a little bit. You can Shine Spark to the right here, and you'll Shine Spark across the next room, but that's actually slower than just running again. Because as I mentioned, Shine Sparking takes time. And again, you got the speed boost right here if you do what I did. Just jump through and start running again. Now, this upcoming trick is also difficult, and I almost always pause buffer. But the basic idea is, I'll show it to you right here. So basically, well, let me kill these enemies first. Oh, freaking. Let me kill these enemies first. So you notice that there are some speed boost blocks here. And you notice that when you destroy speed boost block on the floor, you're probably not gonna get you're not gonna get a shine charge because you're falling down now. But if you have to destroy grounded speed boost blocks, you can keep a shine charge by crouching right when you hit this spot here. You basically have to be standing off the lip of the non-speed boost block here, but you also have to destroy the speed boost block here. So if you crouch right here around, it's not pixel perfect. You actually have quite a bit of relatively big window. If you crouch shine charge here, maybe here even, then you can get a shine charge, destroy the speed boost block without having to waste your shine, and just go down and use your shine spark appropriately. So, alright, so I'm going to demonstrate that right now, hopefully. So I pause buffer, and pause buffering is very useful. So right there, Samus is still, Samus should be standing on the non-speed boost block. But also destroy the speed boost block. So when you pause buffer, just hold down, she'll shine charge. You want to use this shine charge for the upcoming room right here, and shine spark up. It'll save a few seconds. Missing that, there's a very good chance you'll miss that, honestly, especially if you're starting out. I still miss it sometimes. If you miss that, you want to use this strategy. Just wall jump up, take a hit, and just keep going. If you don't have that much health, be patient and just kill that guy. Kill this stretchy with missiles. Just kill him with missiles. But if you have at least 60 health, you're fine taking one hit. Now, the upcoming room has what's called Bob. Bob is a missile tank that is basically unavoidable on console. And this is why we have 1% runs rather than 0% runs. Another easy thing to note, as I mentioned when I talked about the in-game timer in part 1, the in-game timer is still going when you collect an expansion. Bombs and power bombs are still going off while you collect an expansion. So this is situational, but it comes in use for around 2 or 3 spots in the any percent run. This is one of the spots here. So basically, you want to put a bomb down right before getting this missile tank, like that. And, oh, I missed it right there. But basically, I put the bomb too early. But if you put the bomb like right there while getting the missile tank, it will blow up during the you got the missile tank animation, and you don't have to wait for the bomb technically. So after you get that missile tank, just spring ball up, bomb here, unmorph, shoot. The reason you shoot is because there's a block right here that's destroyed by your beam, and it'll just jump over. Now, if you have a lot of missiles, feel free to spam them here. You can just spam them like this, and then just jump like that. Don't shine spark. Shine sparking is slow. If you don't have that many missiles, you probably have to take this room kind of short. You'll either take this room slowly and use some diagonal charge beam shots to hit these guys with the flare at the same time, or if you don't have much, or you can just tank some hits and keep going. So yeah. Alright, there's an upcoming trick right here, but I'm not going to go over it because it hardly saves any time at all. Basically, now I have super missiles. Super missiles have lower rate of fire than normal missiles, but they have triple the power. This means that box is really easy to destroy, but double missile, this is where double missiling gets significantly harder, because double missiles are a lot easier with normal missiles. But because your rate of fire goes down, double missiling core X's is significantly more difficult. Anyways, you want to start running, and charge another speed boost. Shine to the left. And just run. Now, technically, you don't have to reach the far left wall, because you have to reach, I don't know the exact spot, but you have to reach some spot in this area here to start the rumbling. And the rumbling is what you want to trigger for the fight. Because you want to go here and go fight box. Because normally I don't have this little missiles, so I'm going to go use a recharge room because this is a tutorial. I don't really care about my time at the moment. I'm going to use the recharge room here. You don't want to go down here usually, unless you really, really need a recharge. Alright. Now, box is coming up. This is a boss fight that is very notorious for aiming at him. But he's actually quite easy to aim at. This is the boss. There's only one thing I need to explain. The important thing is when you start the fight, he'll start running. And his run and animation is very slow. It takes a long time for him to stop, so you can start aiming missiles at him. But if you hit him, if you shoot him while he's running, that's when he'll stop and start hopping around. You want him to hop around because that's when you know, like, where is he gonna land. So the idea behind starting this boss fight is to slam any kind of hit on him right when the fight starts, so he starts hopping immediately. Using a charge beam is really weak now. This is where your charge beam is kind of useless compared to your missiles, because you have super missiles. But the reason why you want to choose charge beam is, again, it's 2 shots. That means it's easier to hit him with a charge beam. And even though the damage doesn't really do much, since you're landing a hit on box at the start, that means he'll start hopping immediately. So the charge beam, the point of the charge beam at the start is to make it easier to hit him at the start of the fight. So what this fight comes down to is experience. There's nothing else really to explain other than knowing where to aim, knowing what spot to climb on. This is a boss that just takes practice and practice. So I hit him with the charge beam, even though I missed the missile. And now you just spam missiles. And he's done. So if you notice spots where you can like shoot a crap ton of missiles non-stop, then this boss is very, very quick and easy. This is just a boss that just takes practice, 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 really. There isn't much else to explain about it. Now, there's a technique you can do to climb out of this room quickly, where you can just wall jump like this. But first of all, it's difficult. Well, let me actually get it first. There we go. It's difficult. And second, it's actually slower. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is this. Wall jump up, and just jump up like this. And just keep running. That's faster and easier. Now, this is the point in the game where if you don't have that many missiles, you have to rely on your charge beam. Hopefully you have at least like 3 or 4 missiles. If you do, you can just feel free to use missiles. So shoot one like that, shoot a horizontal one. By now you should have a speed boost, so shine charge. Hold down during the door transition so you can shine charge safely. Then you want to shine spark this bomb block. And then morph right after you shine charge. Shine spark, I mean. The reason you shine spark at the bomb block is because shine sparking is faster than bombing the block. Because as you probably noticed, bombing is very slow in this game. And if you want to be able to shine spark the top tip of the bomb block so that you have enough space to morph and get in the tunnel without falling below the tunnel. Alright. So now you can just shoot these guys with super missiles, because super missiles are OP. Charge your beam, pseudo screw attack this guy. And now we just talk to Adam again. And I'm going to go through Sector 6. Now we're gonna go off to Sector 6. Now this part of the game is notorious because the Ice X. This is the game introduces the Ice X parasites, and they are very dangerous before you get Varia Suit. After you get Varia Suit, they're amazing because they give you, I think, 40 health, maybe 45 health, around that range, which is a lot more than the Yellow X. But before you get Varia Suit, I believe they do around 80 or 85 damage. The key to doing this area quickly, safely, is basically follow what I do. Basically just follow exactly what I do. And all of it just comes down to memorizing the rooms and just knowing what block to shoot, what block not to shoot. It just comes from experience. So right here, you want to do this. Just jump here. Just jump like that. You can Shine Spark, but it is slower. And shoot 3 missiles as you run, non-stop, and go through. Now, if you don't have, there's a good chance you won't have enough missiles to destroy that. If you don't have enough missiles, I'll demonstrate what to do really quickly. If you come into Sector 6 with less than 3 missiles, then you can do this. Then you can do the older strategy with Shine Sparking, because that will let you go through the super missile barrier. All right, so I'll demonstrate that right now. You can do this. So Shine Charge, jump here, Shine Spark right, run through the door, Shine Charge again, and then Shine Spark here. And you can go, and then you can go through that super missile block. If you miss this Shine, and if you miss that Shine Spark, or if you mess up the Shine Spark somewhere, don't fret. Do not go back to the recharge room. Do not go back to recharge your speed boost. Instead, you can just grab this missile tank back here. And just grab the missile tank, and then you can blow up the super missile barrier here. Now, you should only get this missile tank if you have no missiles, if you don't have enough missiles for the super missile barrier, and you fail to Shine Spark. Because, yeah. Now, there's the E-tank right here as well, but that E-tank takes a long time to get. I don't recommend getting it. Right, so there's the ice parasite here, but just run through. This one here, you probably want to shoot like that, because this room can be difficult to navigate for your first few times. Now, this upcoming room, you want to destroy only the top 2 blocks here, because this block here has an ice parasite. Now jump down, shoot like 1 or 2 times to destroy the block, diagonally down, run through, spam your shot. Well, I can fail, but like generally you want to start shooting as you run here, because you'll almost always get the ice parasite here, and you can just run underneath it. Now in this room, keep running. You want to get a Shine Charge. So Shine Charge here, Shine Spark left, jump over the E-tank. Now put a bomb, get the E-tank. This is another spot in the game where the bomb going off during the item collection animation is useful. And this is the E-tank you should always get. This is the fastest E-tank to get in the entire game for this reason. There's no reason to skip this E-tank. Unless you're doing 1%. Alright, now you want to bomb that, roll left, and activate the SAX. Now, you might be freaking out about the SAX, but this SAX is actually very easy to pass by without waiting. Basically, the idea is wait for it to power bomb, and then wait for it to start moving. That's the important thing. Wait for it to start moving. Stay here, wait for it to start moving, pop up, shoot it, jump as it jumps over you, jump over that spot, and run. It's very easy. Very consistent. If you jump too early, aka if you catch its attention before it starts moving, it will aim diagonally down at you, and you will probably die. So you have to make sure you wait for it to start moving. Now this part here, shoot down once, shoot once, shoot once. Remember, your charge beam is 2 beams. If you shoot twice, you will destroy this block here, which has an ice parasite. Now charge your beam, aim diagonally up, go through the door, release it right here. Ideally, you'll destroy all the little flying guys that are in your way, aka 4 of them. Ideally. Also, since you have super missiles, you don't have to use a close range charge beam shot anymore. Super missiles will kill the I-beam door in 1 shot. Alright. Now, finally for the Mega X, By the way, shooting missiles there does not do anything. I just do it for fun. Now, this is the Mega X. You can kill it, despite, in a sense, killing this guy quickly is similar to Ceres. As in, you can kill it with 4 shots, as long as you hit it with the charge beam and the flare at the same time. The key is basically to get inside of it with standing jumps. Now, you don't want to flip jump. You basically need to get inside of it by taking a hit with a standing jump and then release your beam while you're inside of it. This is one of the spots where having health makes this fight significantly faster than 1%, because you can afford to take hits. So I'll demonstrate it right now. So jump here, activate it, jump, standing jump, shoot it right there as you get hit. 4 hits. Now, double missile. Now, the reason you don't want to flip jump is because if you flip jump into it, you'll do a pseudo screw attack. You lose your charge beam and it'll go off position. So you make sure you do not flip jump into the Mega X. Now, I'm going to demonstrate double missile shots with super missiles. It's the same idea. It's actually basically the same thing, except more difficult because you have to the timing is different, the timing is slower, and you just need to have better positioning of the core X. So I'll try to demonstrate that here. Hopefully I'll get some super missiles, double super missiles. So the hard part about this is to get in a good position to get double supers. So I missed the double super there again. I missed another one. Wow, this sucks. Okay, that was a double super missile right there. But you notice that the rate of fire is significantly slower than with normal missiles. That was another double super. And as usual, if it only has 1 hit left, you want to sweet spot it. AKA, finish the core X right in the spot that Samus is in right now. I do a lot of setups. You notice that I do like a lot of wall jumps to set up the core X in a position. If you only want to do that if it's in like a convenient position. Otherwise, you're probably better off just hitting it with 1 missile because it takes a long time to like fully set it up with a wall jump if it's not that convenient. And knowing whether you should go for the wall jump setup or not just comes from experience and understanding how the core X moves. Alright. Now, you can wall jump here to save a little bit of time. And you can wall jump here. Charge a beam. Jump up. Take a moment to like observe what position the 3 enemies are in. If they're out of your way to jump up, just feel free to jump up. Otherwise, you probably have to pseudo screw attack something or kill one of the worms. It's very annoying. Unmorph, grab the ledge. Now, to do this room quickly, you have to like move a little bit out until your morph ball is like a little bit hanging off the ledge here. Then you can spring ball. Unmorph, press right, and you can grab the ladder. And then you can immediately start wall jumping like that. And then go up there. I'll demonstrate that without waiting. I'll demonstrate that right now, like this. And shoot down. Well, the enemies are out of position than the timing I'm used to because I waited for a while. If you've missed the spring ball and you fall down here, don't fret. Don't bother going for the spring ball again. You can just wall jump like this, safely. And reasonably quickly as well. Now, the enemy placement in this room, I need to reload this room really quickly. Or I forgot about the pit blocks there, so I can't demonstrate that anymore. But basically, the gist is, if you do this room quickly, you basically have to space out your wall jumps because the spiky dude right here, he's almost always going to be around here. So you have to like space out your wall jumps in a fashion and get high enough such that you destroy this block without grabbing the ledge. And then when you land here, there's like a lot of these flying guys up here. If you keep running, none of them are going to get you except one of them, which you can hit with the diagonal missile. Alright, now this upcoming room, if you shoot, you want to I'm going to shoot a missile up. And I'll explain why, right here. That didn't do anything. Why? Because this little guy right here moved to left. If he's moving right, then the moment you jump up to this ledge, he's going to be in your way and you're going to take a hit. So that's why you want to always shoot a missile up. So I'll demonstrate that again. So shoot up. Now he's went left again. I'll try it until he appears there. Oh, okay, whatever. And then there's another spiky dude on the right wall here. He's either going to go up or down. If he goes down, he's going to be on this spot And if he is, you can just shoot a missile like that. If he's going up, you'll know if he's going up if you don't see him in this corner here. And if he is, you can just shoot up so you can wall jump safely without touching that spiky dude. So, this is one of those examples where knowing the possible enemy positions, you want to use movements and attacks such that you cover all options of enemy placements without losing time. So, shoot up. That guy was there, shoot diagonally. If I saw the guy at the bottom right corner, so I shot horizontally. If he's not in the bottom right corner, again, I shoot diagonally up and wall jump here. This next part here is very trolly, and you honestly, there is like no consistent way to do this next part, because there's like 4 enemies that are randomized, and the puffers are very annoying. One annoying thing about the Sector 6, when you damage the puffers, I'll demonstrate that right now. When you damage them, they puff. If you kill them, they puff and damage you. You honestly cannot do anything about that. So if there happens to be a puffer like in this tunnel right here, you can't do anything about it. The best option you have is probably to kill it off, or take a hit and tank through it. This is something where you have to like improvise almost every single time. This room can be very annoying. Now aim diagonally down, kill that guy. There's always gonna be a worm on the ground there. Next up, you see this worm here? It goes either up or down. If it's going down, just shoot a missile horizontally and you'll kill it. If it goes up, no need to worry about it. So I'll demonstrate that if it goes down again. It's going up now. I'm going to refresh the room until it goes down. Yep, horizontally. There's another worm here. Diagonally. If the puffer's like higher up, you can just roll underneath it. There's always a worm here on the ground. And there's always a worm there, so you can shoot him with a super missile here. And then start running like this. Now, something you can do for this next spot here is, the next room has a lot of flying enemies, and it's difficult to optimize that. So what you want to do is shoot the door, start charging your beam, aim diagonally down. So as you go through the door, let go of B during the door transition. 2 missiles horizontally, 1 missile diagonally down. I was a little bit late with that, but I'll demonstrate that again. So, charge your beam, shoot it, release B as you go through the door, and shoot diagonally down. Immediately fire 2 missiles horizontally, and then 1 more diagonally down. So, and if your timing is good, you can get a shine charge right at the spot right there, and you can shine spark like this. Well, I forgot to shoot the door, but you get the idea. You can speed boost through this entire set of rooms. It doesn't save much time, so it's not a big deal if you miss it. Alright. So next up is Sector 5, and we are going to get ice missiles. You notice that I was really enjoying my time with super missiles in Sector 6. You saw me spamming it everywhere, and you basically want to use super missiles everywhere in Sector 6. Everywhere. Unfortunately, the property for ice missiles are actually stronger than super missiles. Super missiles do, I believe, 30 damage. Ice missiles do 40. However, against enemies that can be frozen, aka around 90% of them, you cannot one-hit KO enemies with ice missiles. Which makes it very annoying, because that means now you have to go back to relying on your charge beam to kill enemies non-stop. But it is a common misconception that people think that ice missiles and diffusion missiles are weaker than super missiles, which is not true. They actually do more damage. Case in point, space pirates later in the game, they take 3 ice missiles to kill, 2 diffusion missiles to kill. Alright. I'm going to take a recharge room because I'm not normally this low on missiles. So I'm going to recharge really quickly. Usually you don't want to recharge unless you have to. Again, to emphasize, you want to avoid recharge stations unless you have to use them. Alright, so let's pretend I started running from the navigation room here. Right? So, well, let's pretend I just talked to Adam actually. So now start running. The speed boost here, unfortunately, is not very useful. Now what's coming up, you probably want to charge your beam. Shoot it. Missile. Missile. that went by really quickly. So I'll just talk about what happened. There are two blocks here blocking your way. When I fell down, I shot my beam. While still falling down, I shot a super missile at the enemy here, and I jumped up and fired a missile at the second block. The first block can be destroyed by anything. The second block here can only be destroyed by a missile. So that went by very fast, and I think it was a good idea to just step through that really quickly again. Now, again, you want to aim diagonally down to fire so you can kill enemies not without stopping. Very important. Now, the next thing coming up is a jump extend right here. Right there. That doesn't look like I did anything special at all. But what I actually did was do a jump extend before landing. Because if you don't do a jump extend, I'll demonstrate what happens if you don't do a jump extend. So when you're falling down, you're hugging the right wall, you're not going to land up there, and you have to spend a little bit of time jumping back up. So basically the idea is you want to fall down, hug the wall, and jump extend, and after you pass by that ledge above. This part comes down to knowing the position of the ripplers and knowing when to use, killing the ripplers that are in the way with charge beam and missiles. That right there was another example of me using the R button to shoot my charge beam. Because if I just let go of B without and break them out of my flip, that slows you down a bit, and you stay suspended in the air for an extra few frames. So yeah. Now you basically want to go to this spot here around and start running. And you'll always kill that guy right there. Now, basically, this room here just comes from experience. Knowing all the enemy patterns, it's really hard for me to explain in words how to deal with this upcoming that big room with the not ripplers, waivers, and knowing all the patterns they can do. But ultimately, it comes down to react and use super missiles appropriately. And again, that's one thing that just comes from doing the room over and over again and having a lot of experience with the game. Alright, now we've unlocked the level 3 doors. There's a trick you can do in this game that's like a minor sequence break. You can go to the data room backwards and get ice missiles backwards, and this saves around 2 or 3 seconds actually. The problem is, if you mess it up, you lost a lot of time, and it's a frame perfect shine spark. So I can maybe try to demonstrate that really quickly again, but recall that at the beginning of Sector 3, I did a frame perfect shine charge by having Samus speed boost off a ledge and then press down the frame when she lands on something. And this is the same idea here. Well, okay, I had to start running from the left side of the security room. But basically, what you want to do is start running from this door. Okay, I guess you need more space for that. But the basic idea is, you see the room right here at the bottom right corner? You basically want to have a shine charge here, go across until you reach around this point here, and shine spark up. It's very difficult to do. It is not worth it, and you should only go for it if you're just going for swag. Alright, so normally you just want to do this. This room, there's nothing special about this room. Just copy what I do. Have your beam constantly charged. Shoot up, because, well, assuming that Ice X doesn't block your way, shoot up. There's a block there. Shoot a missile to kill that guy right there. Shoot diagonally up. And run. Now, this is something really important. Remember in Sector 1, where I said that if you release your charge beam, like if you go through a door with charge beam and you release B during the door transition, you release your charge beam at the first frame possible, basically. Now, let's see what happens if you don't do that. Here, I'm just gonna match B. I get stopped by the wall here. I get stopped by the wall. And thus, you cannot speed boost through. But by doing that trick, by starting to run here, charge your beam, diagonally up, let go of BS during the door transition, you'll shoot that, and you can speed boost through. Have your beam charged. Because that Rippler right here, sometimes he'll be on the left side here. And if he is, then you can pseudo screw attack him, because otherwise he's blocking your way, and you'll probably take damage otherwise. This is another case where I release my charge beam during a door transition, but in this case it's not required. But it's a good idea to get into the habit of doing it. Now, we have ice missiles now. There is an E-tank you can get, and it takes a long time to get. That one right there. Do not get it, because it takes a long time to get. Now you want to shoot diagonally up here. Jump over, ice missile down, wall jump over. Use the R button to kill that guy from far away without stopping. Kill that guy like that. Start here, run early, freeze that as you aim diagonally down, and then you can start speed boosting, like that. Do not wall jump here, it is slower. Do not wall jump here either, because it is slower. Here, you should wall jump. Well, here too, you should wall jump. Alright. So that jump I did right there is actually very deceptively difficult. I think it's pixel perfect. If not, you still have a very small time window to make that jump around like that. If you miss it, it's not a big deal. You probably just bump your head. If you miss it, just go back up. Now, one thing you have to do, you don't have super missiles anymore. And if you go through like this and shoot charge beam, you have to wait for that guy for a brief second. So what you want to do instead is that since you have to kill both of them with charge beam shots, and there's a way to kill both of them without stopping. Basically, when Samus is on a ledge, she can release. If you let go of B, she'll release her beam. But the problem is, if I release it now, only the top half of the beam went through. If you release it too late, only the bottom half of the beam will go through, and it will not kill that guy. It only killed him in this case because I already damaged him. So you have to time your shots such that the entire charge beam is traveling really low, and it'll hit that enemy. So I'll demonstrate that right here. That was too early for me. But let's wait for this guy to come down really quickly. Well, we can float down really slowly. That was way too early. Alright. Let me try that one more time for demonstration purposes. There we go. And you can do that, because now you have enough time to charge a second charge beam. And you can run through the top floor quickly. If you want a quick missile tank, you can grab that here. It doesn't take too long to get. But I don't recommend getting it. You can, if you're starting off, I guess you can get it. Now, to climb up this room quickly, grab the ledge here, climb up, jump. No wall jumping required. Very easy. Now, I'm going to cut this off here because I covered basically the rest of the first half of the game. So, I'm going to cut this off here. And I'll see you in part 4 then. Thank you for watching.